podcast is rated TV PG for fantasy violence and language. Welcome back to Star Wars Birth of the Republic tabletop role-playing game, Episode 12. I'm Kirk, and I will be your storyteller.
I am Andrew. I play Hakru, the Zabrak Scout.
I'm Eric. I'm playing Lashara, the Bothan Noble.
I'm Greg. I'm playing Dodd, the Human Scoundrel.
Yeah, I'm Seth, playing Jad Marketa, the Rhodian Scoundrel.
This is Mary, and I will be playing Rura, the Tagorian Scout.
Last time on Star Wars Birth of the Republic, the Ripper returned to Bakura with its creature that they had captured, and they bought some supplies while they were on the planet and the city, and I believe Lash picked up some books on the Force, the Jedi, and Holocron specifically. The creature was delivered, and they beat feet, and it got loose while they were on their way out. So the trip back, there was a lot of working with the Holocron, which led to a lot of frustration. And I believe it was right before they arrived back on Daghi that the Holocron finally opened up, due to extreme frustration on Lash's part. And you met, what was her name? Jenna?
Master Jenna, yep.
And she basically offered herself to be a teacher. And also we had Hakru pop in for a quick second as he sort of felt things stirring in the Force. And she offered to help him defeat Sula, or to fight off Sula. And from there, you guys made it back to the planet, Daghi, and found out that the construction company, Thorgan Construction Company, had been already there, installed a bunch of in-house sort of vegetable farms, a water purifier, and had replaced a couple of the dwellings. They're now like 2-story dwellings made out of something similar to what he makes using the Tor off-planet. So you'd also found out that Haro had also been to the other city where the grandson lived, and had been setting up sort of a warehouse to store some of the Tor and eventually begin moving it off planet himself. And I want to say you guys had dinner with everybody in the town on Daghi, got to sort of reconnect with everybody, and I think that's kind of where we left off, where it was going to be morning the next day and you guys were going to take the shipment off planet and deliver it. Did I forget anything?
No, I don't think so.
So that's where we're at. It is early morning, and I think they loaded up the ship the night before. And I want to say, of course, where's the Ripper? They didn't overfill because they didn't have enough to stock up 2 full shipments. I want to say it was like 50 tons and 50 tons or something like that you were going to move once one day and then once another day. So
I was being polite and was on mute. Yeah, because like, wasn't it something like we found like it only takes like a day to get there, a day to get back.
Yeah.
So like we spend effectively like a business week
yeah, there was only enough for two shipments.
running these, and then we've got a bunch of money where we can then start doing some upgrades to the ship that we had discussed.
Right.
I know many of us haven't gotten paid for a while.
Right. And Haro also offered to help you with the upgrades to his ship because he's got a shipyard nearby or knows somebody or something like that.
Yep.
So that would reduce your costs to a certain percentage. So that's where we're at. It's early morning. Sun's breaking over the planet. And, oh, shoot. What was her name? Shoot. Of course, I just cannot remember it offhand. Lena. Lena comes up to you guys with like a small picnic basket of food that she's harvested from her indoor sort of thing and gives it to Lash. She said, "This is for the journey. I hope you guys don't have any problems or anything like that. And this is at least one meal for everybody."
Lash is going to thank her very graciously.
Sort of waves you guys off as you're getting on the ship. Was there anything you guys want to do before you took off?
Rora's just been kind of feeling uncomfortable the whole time and has spent some time poking around at somebody's indoor garden because it's the only thing that feels familiar because she wasn't here the first time.
Okay.
So do we have... Oh, sorry, go ahead. Never mind.
Everyone here has been very welcoming to you too, Mary. They just assume you're part of the team and you've always been there, that sort of thing. A lot of the people that worked closely with the group were killed off recently, so the people that you're meeting now kind of don't know any better. So,
I mean, technically, she was with us the whole time.
yeah,
Physically, yes.
yeah, but didn't get to meet and greet. So, and that's
So
it.
do we have a next leg of the journey set up with Haro? Like, are we getting ready to run a shipment? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
I'll make sure that there's some communication that happens ahead of time and set the expectations, and also set him up with the idea that we're going to be looking after the second trip to do a refit on the river.
Yeah, I think you guys planned it a while back that you guys were going to deliver it when you got back from your Outer Rim mission or the unknown parts. And you guys are pretty much on time, so there's no surprises on anybody's end.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is like the last thing we actually had lined up. So, I mean, Dodd, get to work.
Yeah.
When's our next job? You've got 5 days.
So you can do that on
How
route.
long that refit's going to take.
That is another thing we need to kind of look at that because I think that does take time for some of the big stuff. So,
Yeah, it's actually not as much time, like a week. It will get everything we want, I think.
it doesn't have to go like one upgrade first, another upgrade.
There's
Potentially,
nothing that said
but
that.
well, and I don't know that it does talk about like how many crew are dedicated to what
Each
you're doing.
task. Okay.
So like if it's a big shipyard, the things can happen simultaneously.
Okay.
I think the rules are, kind of determine that.
Right.
For our ship, it has to be a minimum of 5 people in a crew to even do anything. But if we go there and there's 20, they can do 4 jobs at one time.
Right.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at. Is it's all broken down by task, but there is no limit onto the number of tasks that can happen at once.
Okay.
Just the total number of modifications you can make to a given starship.
Okay.
Right. And I don't think that any of the upgrades and changes that we had talked about are like huge. Like we're taking like one step in this direction or that direction, or adding one component or whatever.
Because we were talking, like, I think like our immediate ones we were talking about were, wasn't there armor? Yeah, we were talking about the armor. We were talking about the next level up on hyperdrive.
Yeah.
And then I think we were also talking about like I think there was like some debate between atmospheric thrusters, combat thrusters, or
We did the medical, like we stocked up on medical thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
we stopped up.
medical.
Yeah, we don't need. Yeah, we stopped up on medical stuff, which kind of like pushes the need for the medical suite further.
I thought we were
down.
going to get some kind of weaponry for the ship too.
Right, that was the other thing. It was like we were looking at. It was like a. It was like hyperdrive and armor. We all agreed, yes, that's 1 and 2. And then there was debate as to what number 3 was, and I think we were talking about a second light laser cannon, or a combat thrusters. That's what was the other thing.
Yeah.
Just so yeah, either's fine. Either way, I'm driving a ship,
Yeah.
so I'm not shooting gun.
Yeah. And I want to
Cool.
say shields was also put on the table at one
Yeah.
point because I don't.
Yeah.
You guys don't have any shields at all.
We don't.
I think I have it. I left my paper somewhere. I'm gonna go grab it. I think I have it written down.
It should be on the. It's on the Google Drive. That's where I'm
Yeah.
looking at it.
Well, yeah, there's the whole just modifications that we want.
And it's all going to be based off of how much money we make on this trip too, because
Right.
I don't think we had a ton. I don't remember honestly.
Your money man left.
Yeah,
The accountant.
We still have the travel data that we could sell as well.
Yeah, I keep
Oh,
forgetting
that's
about
true.
that. That is something you can do en route. And there's no real rules for it that I know of. So we'll have to kind of wing it. Maybe it's like a monthly roll, and that just generates that many credits. So
Oh, so it's
Get
a,
royalties. at
it's
a-
a,
yeah,
it's like mechanical royalties.
it would be like whoever's downloading the map. I mean, that's basically what would happen. So
Subscribe to our Patreon for $5 a
yeah,
month.
All right.
Or just throw it up on Etsy and sell copies over and over
yeah.
again.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that too.
So I
Yeah,
have
this could fall under either a Patreon reward or a an Etsy, which because we did make it ourselves.
Yeah.
So
Check out Hakru's OnlyFans.
it's the most depressing thing you've ever seen.
There's lots of crying.
It is. I mean,
makes
it's
money,
just
though,
him
so.
crying in the shower. That's all it is.
From chin up, like
I was
nothing,
gonna say,
nothing alluring or exotic.
Pretty sure
A,
he'd still
a
make
lot
some
of
money.
well placed steam.
There's some niche out there. I think that's still
What is it? Rule 47 or whatever?
34. Rule 34.
Rule 34. Yeah.
All right.
I said the last thing I have written down is armor, shields, and weapons. Those.
Yeah, you
I
took.
don't know if
you,
that's right, but that's what I do have
you
written down.
took off before I mentioned it's on the Google Drive.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, no, there's so what's on the Google Drive, or at least all I've been able to find, is the list of upgrades we would like,
Right.
not what we decided on.
Right.
And that's what I think Seth was tracking down.
Well,
Or,
Seth has I think a ledger of how much money we have
Yeah.
as a group.
Yep.
What's group party up to right now?
20
credits.
22,000 after the med bay stuff.
Okay.
And I owe it 100 credits because when we bought the spacesuit, I insisted on one of them being red. And the deal was I would pay for the coloring of that, but I still need, but I have to get paid first on our next trip. So whatever our payment is out of this, subtract 100, that goes to group, and then
Okay.
Sorry, we're
I
closer to
remember-
18. I forgot about these spacesuits. I didn't subtract the spacesuits yet.
Ooh.
We should be making some money on the delivery of this, whatever it is.
Or
Tor.
Yeah, the ore as well. So
Tor the ore.
what is that scraping noise? Oh,
this
stop
time
now.
it's not me.
It might be whiskers being twirled.
Was not me. I was looking at paper.
You were doing that earlier, and I was like, "What? I can hear that. That's
Oh,
really
me?
crunchy."
Was I?
No, this
No, it was
definitely
much
sound.
louder. It sounded like a paper or sandpaper, something like that.
I think, Seth, go back to writing again.
I wasn't writing. I was just looking at papers.
Were you
Go
shuffling
back to
papers around?
shuffling your papers.
No, it's a binder thing.
I didn't hear anything, so I don't.
I heard
It
it
might be
too.
on my
I
end.
heard it too.
Then it possibly could be on my end because I can't hear my own audio.
No, okay.
But I didn't hear anything in here like scraping.
Ghosts. Moving
Cutting
on.
room floor time.
All right. Ship. Everyone gets in. The ship slowly lifts off planet and takes off into the atmosphere. It's a scene of the front of the ship with the planet receding behind it, the city getting smaller, and clouds sort of rolling around, and suddenly you guys are in stars. An astrogation roll.
Sure.
So we forgot how to
That's
do that.
computers.
That is use computer. And I
Okay.
believe you've got.
So I've got 17 plus
Ooh.
9.
Hakru really wants to help.
Okay. Astrogate.
Only because he now knows how to use computers.
Yep.
So he's kid with a new toy.
Doing so requires a minute, at the end of which you must succeed in use computer. Various factors. See astrogation. Oh, where's the fucking astrogation at? Did I put it on here? Was I smart and put it all on the same page? Nope.
Nope.
So 26 is my roll, by the way. Hopefully that's adequate because the
Black hole
target-
time.
You're gonna plus 2 on 28.
Right.
What did I do with it? It's astrogation. Of course, my link is dead because I didn't. There's nothing to link it to. Well,
Zelda's going to be so sad.
I am opening up
The wiki.
the real wiki, which I borrowed everything from.
It's just 6 successes in a row. That's it.
No, yeah.
Are we level 4 or level 5?
I'm only level
Or-
3.
I am a level
No.
As far as I know, I'm level 4.
4.
Yeah,
I'm level 4.
Everyone should be the same level. What day
Except
is
for
it?
Dodd.
All right, Dodd, you're using a nav computer, so add 5 to your roll.
Oh, really? Okay. 31.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's.
Plus his assist would be 33.
Yeah.
So we are the number on the back of a Rolling Rock bottle, and that should get us there.
Yeah, it's DC 10. For
That's
if you know where it's at and where you're going, it's a 30 if you're doing through unknown
Wild
space.
space. Right.
Hey, we wild space to this.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so you guys are in hyperspace. Those tunnels turning, and you guys have a day to do whatever you want to do.
All right. I'll start plugging in the parameters of the refit that we want, so that we've got a nice charted out plan, so I could just hand it to the guy.
Okay.
And I'll also be looking for some bread on this navigational data.
Okay. I think when you're in hyperspace, the communication doesn't work until you come out. At least I think
okay.
that's how it works. Because it can't go faster than light or whatever it is.
Then I'll compile it and make sure it's in a good standard that
Okay.
they use for selling that stuff.
MLA format. He's got the Oxford comma in there. It's gonna look
Do
great.
it. Double spaced. Double spaced.
Very pretty Comic Sans.
It's got a cover sheet.
Common sense mode. Even
Are
I
there
know
2
better.
spaces between your periods and punctuation, or just
Yeah, two.
one?
Oh my
spaces.
goodness. They took that all
'Cause
out.
I was born in the 70s, so it's
Yeah.
2 spaces.
I think they officially ruled that out, that there's just one space from now on.
Yeah, it's just one space. Yeah.
But the
go
Oxford
back to
comma
high
is still highly
Yeah,
debated.
we've moved beyond typewriters.
I
We
know,
don't need
I
both
know.
spaces. Unless you're using like Courier New, like all the fonts have different widths on the
Yeah,
letters, so it
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yep. All right. I guess we can do a little montage of Lash practicing and doing things with Jenna. Let's
Yeah,
have
I was gonna say.
a-
Anybody have any guesses what Lash is up to?
well, let's have a willpower roll.
Okay. So I just rolled a 13, and that goes up against.
I think it goes up against your willpower.
Okay.
You're trying to beat the. Was that? So they get higher as you go on. You need to roll under, I would assume. Then, so you rolled under, and You have you stabilized your frustration. It's still a lot of being taught the super basics. Like she's building trying to build a strong foundation, and you have already trained out of some of this stuff, but she's not having any of it. So this is adding to the frustration of wanting to be in second grade or third grade, and she's keeping you at like kindergarten level right now. So
Okay.
a lot of sitting down, meditating, and floating your lightsaber. That stuff we saw episodes before. So it's not.
So she's not doing any kind of like physical trainings or anything quite yet. It's all like just fundamentals.
Yeah, very fundamental.
Oh yeah, Lash is pissed.
And so, well, you made your willpower roll, so you're able to
Yeah.
keep it in control, but it's still bothering you that you do understand where it's coming from, but it's also frustrating. So,
Gotcha.
little simple stuff. She's also introducing you to some other basics that Lena did not know about. So there's some, search your feelings stuff going on. Some other things about telepathy maybe going on that she didn't really have a lot to do with. I believe that's what we're at.
I'd like to not horn in on his special spotlight moment, but if I can walk by, with a pad, calculating some things, I'd like to roll a social sciences roll, observing her doing what she's doing and see what I think about it using social science. Is that fair?
What are you wanting to glean out of it?
Well, she seems more and more aggravated the more she tries doing this.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if that's healthy.
Okay.
Right?
So your target, what would your target number be?
I reckon pretty high.
Let's say like a 35 because you're just starting this process. Like if you spent months like watching and taking notes and maybe going over video, it would drop down like a 10. But this is like the first sort of walk in like, that doesn't sound right. Like why is she making her walk when she already knows how to swim?
I will not be able to get a success, but I'm going to roll anyway just because I'm curious.
How close can you get?
30 would be the maximum roll.
Okay. I mean, do you have force points you can use, and if you really wanted to make an automatic success in this, you could do a destiny point if you have one. If it's something that's super
hand yet. I think I'll wait until my spider senses are tingling.
Yeah. Just don't forget you have those at your option your disposal.
How often do destiny points refresh?
You get one every level, I believe.
Oh, that's
So
it.
you should already have 4.
So you start at 4.
You start at 1, and you should have 4 unless you spent any, and I don't think you have.
I don't think I have. So if I spend 1 now and I go up to level 5, then I'll have 4?
4 again, yeah.
I think you can also get them from doing stuff related to your destiny, but
Yes. Yes. So if you were, and you know what your destiny is, so you can actively work toward that. And if you forgot, that's at the bottom of your character online. Yeah, it's all about the Tatari. So
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna roll, and
Sure.
I might use a force point.
if you get, you don't. Yeah, yeah.
No, I rolled a 21.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna be kind of like,
Yeah, it just sounds strange. You like pique your interest. Now you can make these observations more often if you want, and the more time you spend doing it, the lower the DC will go.
okay.
So if you sit around or put a recorder on or tell Leto to, video record what's going on and then watch it later and discern kind of like, what's the psychology of this? You can figure things out.
Okay. All right. Sorry for interrupting
Nope.
your time, Eric. I just
So, but she's going through all the basics of like sense the force, sense your surroundings, telepathy, some other things like breath control. And she's talking about being able to place other people in a force trance so they can heal. So there's different things like that you're sort of getting out of all of this. It's not totally useless, and it feels like whenever she hits on the stuff that you really don't have any training in, it feels like a fresh like dashing of cold water. Like, oh, this is what it's about. Okay, and you kind of see where the blocks are all fitting in. She's making like a base of a pyramid to build everything else up on. It's just frustrating. She's sort of going through it so methodically.
Gotcha.
So this is like a full day of training of like little stuff. Nothing with a lightsaber yet, really, which is a little frustrating, other than like floating it to you or having you toss it and then catch it with the Force and bring it back to you, that sort of stuff. So she's setting up for a lot of little things. So
Okay.
anybody else want to do anything in this meantime? Tweaks to the ship or
I'm gonna start reading a Gunslinger Monthly magazine.
the other thing that came in before you left was Lasha's books that she purchased, the copies of. So they were scanned and now they're sent to you. So you have the information on holocrons, you have the information on the Jedi Order, the Force, and these are pretty specific books. Like they were written by a Jedi for other Jedi. So
Okay.
I almost
Is
forgot
this-
those came in, but those came in.
Is this something that that all of us know about, or is this something that you're keeping to yourself, Lash?
Lash is going to be secluded when she's with Jenna,
Okay.
but when she's not training, she's a good student. So she's going to like read and stuff, but she's going to be spending so much time secluded that to get social time, she'll be around everyone. So I think to answer your question is you would see her reading this material.
Okay.
I don't know if it's quote unquote available to everyone, but I don't think she would turn down inquiries into what she's up to.
Okay.
So we would just
And I
kind of
will-
like see Lash like out in the mess with a tablet, clearly engrossed in reading.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I could even see her sharing the information with Hakru if he wanted to know about the Force, that sort of thing. But I don't see
He's
it
not
would
asking
be
questions.
or I don't think it would be a super secret from everybody. So, yeah, and I was going to ask you about your training, because your training will eventually have to go outside of your quarters to do different things, and I didn't know how you were going to handle that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I mean, you and I have talked about, at some point once lightsaber stuff begins,
Yeah.
I want to get Jad involved, and he can play with his guns, and I can
Right.
try to, deflect shots
Right.
and things like that
And
in the cargo bay or whatever.
and Jenna
Could I
hasn't.
get one of those protective screens, kind of like they do on the pitcher's mound during batter's practice?
Yeah.
The Gungan shield.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
There's only one place they make those. You have to go there.
As long as it doesn't make that sound.
Blue.
Yeah, that's the one.
So if nobody has anything else to do, this is sort of just played over, and eventually Nanat says we're here, and you guys kind of gather, I guess, and people in the cockpits, the stars come forward, and there's the planet. And it's a very busy planet. There's a lot of other stuff going on. It's a very industrialized planet, and so you guys just coast in, and you get a word from the Thorgan Construction Company, and they say land on Pad C. Welcome back, and we'll tell Haro you guys are here. And so it takes a little bit. You guys come to the atmosphere, and the ship slowly lands on the pad, and it looks like several workers come out with mag carts, anti-grav carts, and Haro comes out as well in his like red jumpsuit and his baseball cap or whatever you would call it. And ramp comes down, and I guess Dodge, you're the first person out, probably.
Yep.
And he has a huge grin on his face. He is genuinely glad to see you guys and see what you brought him. And says, "Welcome back, my friends. What have you brought me?"
Oh, nothing but luxury. Step this way.
"I am ready to make some money. How about you?"
I'm into it. Also need to speak with you a little bit about some upgrades to the ship, possibly in about a week when
We
we
could-
get done taxiing. We've got another load after this that we need to collect. For you.
Excellent. Yeah, we can talk about that. If you have a list, we can get started on it, and I can.
As a matter of fact, and I hand him the list that I had created while we were in transit.
Okay. He looks it over and he says, "This won't take any time at all, and we have a small garage." He quotes small garage that we can put you up in, and we can get some teams in there and work it out.
Great.
He says, with what you're going to make on this this shipment, the next shipment, it's going to help us finish two of the projects off that we have going. the customers are super anxious about this. So we have a senator on Coruscant that we're finishing a penthouse for, as well as a piece for the Jedi Temple.
The what temple?
The Jedi Temple on Coruscant. They wanted
There's
a
Jedi temple on Coruscant.
yeah.
Okay. I don't know much about this hocus pocus stuff, but
I don't either, but they wanted a nice archway made out of this, and
yeah,
I would
Okay.
be more than happy to put my work up in
Coruscant.
front.
that planet's crazy, right?
That planet
Anyway.
is crazy, he says. So things are looking up.
Yeah. Well, hey, couldn't happen to a better guy.
Ah,
So we'll need to discuss kind of the pricing on this. Make sure that we're both in agreement. Make sure that we've got all the things together. I don't think we'll deviate from our original negotiations.
he says
that-
that's fine. They said the last stuff you
Right.
brought me was not quite as much, and we did 14,000. So with what you brought me
Okay.
today, we're looking at like 20,000
Okay.
for each run.
sounds
So
reasonable.
this run and the next run.
Yeah, and just off the top of my head, what are we giving the people of Dog Key? for this?
I thought
Was it
off.
half?
I don't think they want half with all the stuff you did for them in their town.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
thought
the
like
first two
it's-
loads is just
Just for you guys.
just for us. Okay.
If they
So we could
if they
potentially make about 40K
right.
with this, and we can divide up half of that with the crew and keep the other 20 for ourselves. Work that into the deal for the repairs on the ship.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, Jad, what was the cost on the repairs or the refit? Did you get that figured
No,
out?
we no.
It's a multiplier,
so
and then we'll be
if you're
taking a
doing
percentage
armor-
off.
The base shields and the double laser cannon,
Yeah.
that's 42,500.
Okay. So we're right in the neighborhood of being able to split 120 amongst all of us, add a 20 to what we have, and we'll be real close to what it is that we need to do for the refits, right?
So after the two runs of 40K, we'll have 57 860.
Okay.
Well,
Do you want to
so-
split that 10 amongst ourselves? Take the other part and keep it in escrow for supplies down the road?
So the upfits are going to be 40K, right?
Yeah, right
Is
at.
that what we
They're
said?
gonna be 42,500.
42.5. So we've got 15,400 left over.
It's not
Okay.
bad.
So we keep 5,000 in reserve.
And
split
we'll
the 10
also-
amongst the 6 of us. Because the
Uh,
pilot gets paid too.
Yeah.
That-
Well, what I was gonna mention here is, or I guess my question here, and this is again all out of character. That's pre any kind of discount. So if he was going to give us any kind of discount, there's that too.
Okay.
Right,
Whatever
right,
it is
right,
that we
right,
do
right.
in the discount, we'll just continue to split
Right.
amongst us.
Right. Oh, I was just getting that out there. Like this is the
The crew brought up twice that he hasn't gotten paid in a while, so I want to make sure that his belly is full.
Andrew brought up. He hasn't got it paid. A crew is fine.
What?
Anyway.
Money?
Is it also costing us money for fuel and stuff like that?
50,
That's
Yeah,
gonna,
but it's a
50
pretty negligible.
50 credits
Yeah.
a day.
Yeah. And yeah,
oh, that's negligible.
yeah.
And, and that's what I meant by keeping whatever in reserve for
Right.
fuel or quick repair or something else. Then let's see what we can get for this this
Information.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
let's
ask Haro if he knows somebody off the top of his head that is interested in that kind of thing. If he doesn't, then I'm gonna immediately turn around and start searching for someone in the
interested in what?
star charts. for
Hyperspace
the-
route.
Oh,
Yeah.
he and he's modeled after Charlton Heston from
Oh, cool.
Omega Man. So he goes, I don't know anything about that, but you could probably put it up on the HoloNet and have like an access fee and
Yeah.
make money off it that way. That way, the people that are going out there will buy it, and maybe other
Yeah.
people that are just wanting to complete their maps will put it out there and buy it too.
Seems like not a bad idea. I wonder if there's a more boutique method as well.
What do you mean, like handmade charts?
Well, more like
You mean like it's like
specialized
only
buyers.
one person knows this route and they want to buy it kind of thing?
Yeah,
Sell it to somebody else and then take a cut?
yeah. You know what? I think that the first plan is better.
I think
we'll
so.
use the
I think it's
first
easy
method.
to do. Just put it out there and,
Okay.
maps.com and have people buy it or whatever,
Haro, as usual, your wisdom astounding. Thank
I,
you.
s- I don't know. That's what I do with it.
Okay.
So what are the upgrades you're going to do? Are you going to do the Starship shields for 30? SR 30? Because that's 10,000.
So what I based this off of was the Starship Shield SR-30, the double laser cannon light, and the hyperdrive. Or sorry, not the hyperdrive. The Starship armor +1.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right.
Yeah, and I was already in the process of
42,500. You're right.
yeah.
And it should take them about a week if they have a normal crew. do
Oh,
all
I'm
of
sorry. What was the third one? Starship armor, Starship shields.
Starship armor,
Hyperdrive?
shield, and not hyperdrive.
No, the
double
weapon.
laser cannon.
Double laser cannon. Light.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And
And
with
just-
this, go ahead.
Oh, this is Mary's question because she wasn't here, but she has listened to some of the earlier episodes. This is the guy who provided the garden stuff for the
Yes.
planet we
Yes.
just left.
He's also continuing to upgrade their homestead, their home structures. If you were to talk to him offhand, or he invites you back to dinner
That's-
tonight, and you
I'm
guys
gonna,
kind of
yeah, I would actually
about
want to
that.
go talk to him.
All right, so we got the three things. I put them in red on the sheet, and as we turn them into real things, we'll turn them green, just so we know where we're at. And I don't know how that goes if you wanted to do Starship Shield 60. I think you would have to uninstall the 30s and then just pay full
Yes.
price for the 60s. I don't think there's any sort
Yep.
of thing.
Yeah, but we could sell the 30s then, so,
Yeah,
right?
I would assume so. It's probably greatly reduced, right?
I mean, they'd be used.
Yeah, sure, but still, yeah.
There's a Watto out there that wants them,
Exactly. Hey, it was a chance cubes. Red and blue.
All right, so the medical suite is not installed. You guys just restocked everything. Because I think once that thing gets installed, it creates a medical pack always. I don't know how that works, if that's per day or per week. We'll figure it out.
I think it's if it's needed, it's there. It's
Yeah.
always
It's
there's
a
always a
freebie.
med pack ready.
And once
Right,
there's a
well,
med
it's not
bay,
just
we're immortal.
There's always a med pack there and ready. There's there's a lot of basically everything short of cybernetics and a back to tank is just there and ready.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So I want to talk to this guy about getting one of those hydro gardens installed on the ship.
Okay. He says, yeah, let's go have dinner or lunch or whatever it is. It's probably dinner. And we can talk about everything from there. And you guys, if you want, we'll put you up overnight in my quarters, my house, and you guys can have a good meal in the morning and everything before you take off. It's the least I can do, he says. So he kind of turns and waves to come on, and his crew is getting everything off the ship, and it looks like Leto is kind of floating around watching everything. And Nanat, when he hears food, comes trumps up. Did someone say food? So you guys adjourn inside to his place, which is, he's got an office on the top of this construction plant, and then off to the side, there's a 6 to 8 story structure that is his place. And it is luxurious. It looks like it could sleep about 15 or 20 people. There's that many bedrooms with multiple kitchens and living areas and all kinds of stuff like this. So it looks like he entertains a lot, or can entertain a lot. So by the time you guys get back, they're setting up all kinds of food. Droids are coming out and bringing out stuff and cooking things. And it smells great. Yeah. So if your mouth wasn't watering before, it is now. By the time you guys get in, and he sits down and tells one of the droids to open one of the 1020s, and the droid comes back with like 4 bottles of this dusty bottles of this fine liqueur, and pops them all open and pours everyone a little bit. And he says, "Two great business partners," and he sort of cheers everybody. And he says, "Let's begin eating."
The crew has no idea what's going on, so like the second he gets a drink, he starts to drink it and then realizes nobody else is, so he like starts to stop, but like half of it's gone.
Yep, and then everyone takes their drink, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." But it's smooth, it's sweet, and it is.
He's looking to Jad for like
full
guidance,
of liquor.
Like, what do I do?
Yeah. So he
This
just
is
starts.
also the crew's first time with alcohol.
Yep.
Oh my god, how did he respond to that?
Is that one of the things on his list? Doesn't understand alcohol.
Doesn't understand etiquette. Period.
Lash offers to help her crew out. As a matter of fact, she's going to sit next to her crew just for that purpose, because she is heavily versed in etiquette and knows that he struggles.
Yep.
So however you decide I react to the alcohol, I just did a con save, and I got a 15. My fortitude defense is 20.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're under it, so you're doing good. Yeah. It's just it's like a little tiny like thing, so it's not like you like took the bottle and went crazy.
right, but at the same point in time, if you've never had alcohol before, it's like that teenager who's like, yeah, vodka. Oh,
Yeah, this is super sweet. This is like candy.
oh, so we're serving
And
like
then
that
you black
80s.
out,
10 minutes
and
Yeah.
then you don't remember the rest of that
Yeah.
night. And
Yeah.
Face down in there.
Space dirt. Oh, where am I at?
Is this like a night at one of the Kramer parties with Rumpelmans?
Oh, yeah. It's starting off a lot. It's starting off a lot more subtle, but yes.
It reminds me of that time I woke up in the middle of a gravel road, face first.
Oh no!
All right. So the conversation is light. He's kind of talking back and forth, and you're gleaning things. If you weren't in his presence before, he talks a lot about the penthouse he's doing for the senator on Coruscant, and then he gets on to the same subject of the archway that he's doing for the Jedi Temple. And so it's inscribed with all this stuff, and it's very detailed, and we're having, we had to hire so-and-so who's a expert sculptor to come in and form this stuff, and so he's talking about things we're looking up again, and he says, "By the way," and he points to that, and he goes, "I had one of those guys from the Sunburst. What is that? They paid me another visit, and this time they sent a Gran by the name of Audant, and it was a little subtle, but it was a threat." He said he informed me that the official dealer of Tor was the Krenai Industrial Complex on Grandra, and that it would be a big mistake if I was to get it from anyone else. But I laughed at him. There's just too much. We do too many projects all over the place that he wouldn't be able to stop any of our shipments or anything like that. He would have to literally inspect everything coming off the planet to stop that. So I'm not worried.
So I'm very confident.
We've stepped up security, so no one's really getting in and out of the facilities without ID and things like that. It's not crazy, but we're watching out.
Do you have any video footage of this person that came in?
No, I don't.
Jad is currently in his head thinking that he's going to kill this guy that is threatening our
money train?
Our money train, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says he looks like a Gran. I mean, that's all I can tell you. The 3 eye stalks and the big belly, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, it's been pretty much
Catch
my
a name on this guy?
His name was where'd he go? Odont. Odont.
Odont.
A crew is struggling with something that looks like
spelled it right.
chopsticks.
I need a pen. Hold on a sec.
So is Rura, but only because they're too small for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Tweezers.
Yeah.
Chad's holding the plate and using his thing, going, and then pulling it up. That long
feel like
mouth
that is cheating.
snout thing.
Yeah, the food is excellent. The night goes by. He's just talking about all kinds of things. At one point, he brings a two-piece orchestra in, or a group in, that plays music softly in like another room on the other side of the floor. So this music is slowly like wafting through, and it's very, very nice.
Yes.
Like he's
doing okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he has entertained for nobility. It seems like, in huge corporation heads, maybe planetary leaders, that sort of stuff. So he's kind of showing off a little bit.
Does Dot understand that there's a connection between the weirdo powers that Hakru and Lash seem to be quarreling over, and the word Jedi?
You should know. I
it's-
don't think Lash has been quiet about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Jedi and the Sith were talked about pretty much until recently. So it's not like it would be like hearing about the SS and the something or other that was running around. So
Seal
it-
Team
Sure,
6.
but
yeah.
Do we have an inkling that these guys were space wizards, or do
Yeah,
we?
that's pretty much what it
Okay.
is. Yeah, for the general populace, they were mystical figures that fought a war. The planets that they were involved in were decimated, but it didn't go out very far. It wasn't everywhere
Okay.
all of the time. It wasn't like what you think of the Clone Wars, where they were happening like in the entire outer rim, were being fought, sort of things.
Okay.
I kind of I tried to figure out a way to wrap my head around that, and the best thing I got is, you know how many people we have in the FBI, but how many of them have you ever seen?
Right.
You know,
You know
it's the
Elliot
same type of
Ness, a
thing with
few of them.
Jedi. They're even more rare
Right.
than like a standard good old FBI guy.
Right. It's like talking about Shaolin monks back in the day, when they were off in monasteries doing all kinds of stuff, but you know, how many people knew individual names or what they really did, or you know, that sort of thing. If you were there in it, yeah, you knew what was going on, but the rest of the world like didn't know a lot about them. Maybe heard of stories here and there. So
So when Haro's talking about it,
yeah,
Lash is going to take an interest,
Yeah.
Obviously, about the Jedi Temple,
Yeah.
and ask for like a basic description and who's who, you know, who might be a contact. She's just very interested in the order itself.
yeah. He gives her the name. Oh, what's her name? She was in the trailer. She's in the characters listed. And it's the only one he knows. And she is the Anlona.
How do you spell it?
AYYN apostrophe LONA.
Okay. Thank you.
And she is the head of the Jedi Order. She's in the wiki. She's in the characters wiki.
Okay.
So there's just a picture of her. She's a Twi'lek. And that's all he knows. And she's running everything now. From what else he knows is she was sort of put into the position of leadership where she didn't really think she was ready for it. So she's not reluctant, but she's very humble about her position now and what she's doing. And so she's got a lot of work set out before her.
Okay.
So there's that, and he goes into detail about the description of the archway, and it's supposed to be welcoming, and it's supposed to be representative of this new age that they're in, where it's more republic-centric instead of being more like a military for the universe or the galaxy. They're sort of stepping back and just sort of focusing on republic goals and helping out where they can. More like deputies as opposed to generals. So
She asks about the number of Jedi. She's just
Oh.
kind of curious, and she says, I understand that you probably are there just there on business, but were there a lot of them, or did you not see many at all?
I didn't see many at all when I met with them. It seems like the building itself, the temple, was made for a lot more people than the minuscule amount that he saw. It seemed like they were bringing a lot of children in for teaching, but that's what he saw, like one or two nursemaids with like 10 kids that they were leading around and talking to and teaching and that sort of thing. So it's almost like the past war decimated most of the known or trained Jedis, and now they're sort of starting over.
Okay.
And that's all he got with his 11 roll on what he perceived.
Gotcha.
But he said the temple was very nice, and it was built a long time ago. But without anybody really in there, it feels more like a mausoleum than a temple. And he doesn't know why. So.
Okay.
What else does he go into? He's just talking politics in the area and the things the other projects he's got going on. Seems like he has this construction company is operating out of like 13 or 14 projects out of different systems in the galaxy, doing various things from like building industrial complexes to fine apartments on Coruscant and things like that. So it's a huge operation.
Apartmentfinder.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rura picks a sort of lull in between being overwhelmed by all the massive construction projects
Yeah.
he's talking about, and is like, I just had one small request. Do you think we could get one of those hydroponic gardens? It doesn't even have to be a retractable one. Just installed on the ship while it's here.
He says, I don't see why not. We were getting ready to ship out the next wave to the planet, so we could take one of those and then just replenish it later on with another one.
I would appreciate it. I miss green things more than I thought I would.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Space.
Yeah, it should just take a few hours. He'll get several people on it. And he said, do you want it in your kitchen in the main area, or do you want it in like a pantry or anything like that? It's up to you.
I mean, I look around the table, I'm like, I would like it in the kitchen, but I realized I didn't ask anybody else about this first, so
Yeah. He says,
if anybody has any objections.
If it's food, it should go in the kitchen.
yeah. So he says, okay, yeah, no problem. We'll do that. We've got several in this next phase we're doing for the town. We're going to try to build another 10 structures from scratch. So we're going to sort of level the houses, move them out, level their house, and then build a 2 or 3 story building for them so they can grow into these things. He said we're also talking about doing like a perimeter stone wall where if the city grows, then we'll do another like sort of ring, and then outside of that. But yeah, he says we're working on building a warehouse in the main city, and so we can store the Tor for them securely, and maybe even set up a small construction headquarters there, so we can start helping them with that city to get more people to come in as miners, and they have a higher standard of living in that area, in those 2 parts. So it'll be more of an incentive to get more of the Tor off planet. So he said they seemed happy with it. They seemed fine with it. And they're also...
sorry.
Go ahead.
No, finish, please.
He said we're still working on technologically upgrading the small town so that it's easier to communicate, and with like not a road, but like waypoints out in the flatlands where they can stay on course, that sort of thing. So yeah.
Jad was going to say, hey, I appreciate what you're doing for us with that food growing machiney thingy. Hey, any chance you could give me a couple DL44s?
DL44s. Oops.
as everyone frantically goes to look up what the fuck a DL-34 is.
Yeah.
No, 44. Isn't that
Han
isn't
Solo's
that,
blaster.
Han Solo's? Yeah.
I've got one.
Yes.
I
What do you
couldn't
mean, like
find
this?
it in the books, so I just said it.
Yeah,
So
it's
something
under
similar would be
Heavy
fine.
blaster.
heavy blaster pistol.
Is it
And this
heavy
thing
blaster?
does not fire at long range. That's the trade-off
That's
for the
okay.
power. So, like, it has a short, medium. I know those are pretty big things, but then that's it. So, how much is it? $750. Boy,
Credit-wise, I'm good.
he has no clue. He'd have to call his buddy that got you some of the other equipment from last time,
Fair
and
enough.
he is out doing something at the moment. So, he's out of touch for the next couple days. But you might be able to find one in the bazaar around the spaceports.
All right.
So that might be faster than what he can get. He rolled a 1, so he just won't be able to get it for a while. So it's not you. It's not me being tough. It's just that's the way it rolls.
Just the way it is.
Yeah. So the night kind of winds out, and everyone's who was not watching their drinking needs to make a willpower roll at a +10 to your roll. All right, so Hakru failed. Seth,
I passed.
passed. Everybody else passed to kind of watch what they're doing. So Hakru
Yeah,
goes to get up and doesn't realize how. I can't hear
I-
Mary.
Sorry, no. Lash
Laura
did
also
not.
failed. I was on mute.
Oh, okay.
Yep, we both were.
Oh, all three of you? Oh,
Well, I'm typing, so I'm trying not to get that on the recording. But yeah. So I picture
Yeah, that was the
that while I'm sitting there with Hakru and teaching him etiquette, we're constantly, kicking back more as I show him how to do this properly. And the next thing you know, both of us are 3 sheets to the wind.
The three of us just got white girl wasted.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm hearing, and I'm all for it.
absolutely.
yeah.
That's the
that is
beginning.
hilarious.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
if
because
it's
Rua's sitting like across the table doing the same thing, just because she's like, "Oh, this is good," and I've never like concentrated drink before.
Yeah.
yeah. So I got a 23 total
I got
as my
24.
roll.
Ooh.
And so yeah, if it was supposed to go against my fortitude or something like that, that's only a 21, and that's my highest defense.
Yeah.
It just goes down
Yeah.
from there.
What's funny is that I rolled like I have a will modifier of 0, but on the die I rolled my defense, and then you told me to add 10,
Yeah.
so I really failed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at some point, Lash is gonna be like kind of indignant in a funny way. She's gonna be like, somebody keep your eye on her. She might mark her territory and pee on the leg of the table. Just telling you.
I'm just saying, well, that's fine. At least I'm not gonna go lick the guests.
And what is Haro?
So
But it's
Haro,
not-
Haro
mean,
doesn't
though.
seem to be picking up on it. He's talking to Dodd a lot, and Jad is asking about the blaster, so his attention is like focused on that. He's kind of looking over you guys and knowing you're having a good time, and goes back to doing his thing, talking.
Okay, so I overshot by 3. She overshot by 10.
10.
Yeah.
What did you overshoot by?
5.
Yeah.
5. Okay, so the crew is the most sober.
Yeah, yeah. It's just one of those. Once you hit that point, you're you're
The crew's sitting there with those drinks.
drunk and didn't realize it. So it doesn't matter if you beat it by 10 or 20.
Right,
It's-
no, Hooker's still drunk, but he's doing that kind of drunk where he's like, ooh, if I don't move, I
Right.
might still be okay. Hang on,
Nobody
I'm
will
gonna keep
notice.
drinking.
Right.
Nobody will notice.
Yeah, he does the thing where he closes his eyes and he goes, whoa.
It's one of those where you don't realize until you go to the bathroom exactly how
Yep.
drunk you are.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, the crew's gonna be great until we stand up.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And Haro kind of finishes out the night, and he stands up and says, well, I'm going to get to bed. You guys have your quarters you can go to. And when he stands up, I assume Dodd and Jad stand up
yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
So the rest of you start to
Crew
stand up.
goes up and immediately back down.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to have a reflex save for you guys. And your reflex save
To
is
not fall over.
yeah, your reflex save is going to be 10 less than what it actually is. So you need to beat it to stand up. Wait. Yeah. No, it's yeah.
So
Wait. No, it would be 10 to the reflex because you're messed up, right?
Are
If
you
you
messed
want
up?
us to
you would have
roll
to add
under,
10.
it's either 10 to the roll or 10 off the defense. And
Okay.
either way, it's
Okay.
the same.
So there's a 10 modifier in there to make it harder to make the
Stand up.
selection. Yeah. So
Failed
I guess it'd
real
be
hard.
I'd be a 10 to your roll then, so you
Yeah.
go over.
okay.
So Lash stands up and just slinks over, and Dodd's there, and she like just grabs a hold of Dodd's shoulders and like looks right in his eyes and says, "I love you."
Rora just starts laughing, but you can't really tell because there's a lot of growl in it.
So about those rooms we were staying in tonight.
Yeah, Hakru
He's
once again beat it by 3. So, like I said, he sees people stand up, but he thinks he's moving way slower than he actually is. So he just stands up real fast,
Pops
gets
up.
Yeah. So in addition to getting like dizzy from drunk, there's your head spinning dizzy, and he falls right back into his chair, but misses, slides out, is kind of under the table. It's like,
I was to say, Rora,
everything grew.
Rora almost does the same thing where she stands up, realizes, oh, that's not going to work, and then like wants to sit back down, but is afraid she's going to collapse the chair, and so ends up sitting on the floor next to it in a not exactly deliberate way.
Yeah. So you and
Hey, Dodd, let's just go stand by the door and wait for them and just watch.
so
this
you and
entertainment.
Hakru are eyeballing each other from underneath the table, like, oh,
Hakru's just like,
where'd everybody go?
Gosh,
After
having flashbacks
Lash
from the 90s.
after Lash's comment to Dodd, I don't know, do you just like kind of push her off, or you like
Do the
help her
eyes.
out?
No, I try to help steady you so that you're standing looking kind of dignified.
Well, she like looks over at the table, and on the table she sees this like the little bit of leftovers of a fish that was prepared, and she like holds it up and she giggles at Rora and says, "Hey, kitty, kitty." It's like,
So much for
that's a good
dignified.
yeah, no, nope.
At any rate,
A protocol
they're
droid
doing-
approaches and picks up Hakru, and another one approaches and helps Rur off the floor.
yeah, well,
Hakru to the protocol droid.
doing their
I
thing.
know how your insides work.
Yeah.
While all of this is going on, is there never mind. I take it back.
So Haro,
I decided we should. I was gonna ask if I could steal something from this guy, but I shouldn't steal anything from him. I take it back.
anyway,
Yeah, start slipping silverware.
Yeah.
so
Chad,
Haro,
you've got
one
money.
more time.
Note to self:
Right.
don't invite Seth over to any family gathering. They
I
won't
mean,
miss
there's
this.
a lot going on.
They won't miss
Nobody
this.
will notice.
Maybe
So one more-
maybe Jad needs to figure out some rules for how he interacts in these moments, so there's not this like weird stuff going on where he's like stealing from friends and like, you know, does he like a good firefight? You know, some rules for how he reacts
Yeah.
in certain situations, so that he seems a little bit more level.
Consistent?
Yeah, because he seems like he does.
Yeah.
He pops off and does weird things, and it's kind of like.
Yeah, that's just.
but
That's
maybe,
why he's number 3.
but maybe he needs a couple like ground rules for like how he acts. Like if it's a friend or a teammate, like I don't steal from him. That sort of thing.
No, it's no, I'm not stealing from teammates. I'm wondering about the
Our host.
our host. Yeah.
Your gracious
I mean,
host.
he's
you
our,
know.
he's our good
It was a
business
fleeting. It
partner.
was a fleeting thought. It was a fleeting thought. It's gone away. It's fine.
It's like when you're driving down the highway and you think,
I could just wreck this into the wall.
I could just wreck this right now.
My family's asleep. They'll never know.
Never know.
People reading the book go, oh.
That's a bad vacation, by the way.
I like
You're
it.
thinking that shit.
But then the thought's gone away. And I'm just gonna wait over by the turbo lift and hope you guys hurry up.
They eventually
So,
make it
Haro.
over. Yeah.
One more time, refresh my memory. So,
Yes,
Adont,
the Gran.
the Grand came by and said essentially, stop doing what you're doing, or we're going to make your life miserable.
Yeah, that I had to buy through their dealer. Otherwise, he was going to start doing stuff or make my life miserable. Yeah,
And the Tatari were the people that the Tatari were the people behind this.
Yeah.
Like
he
symbol.
had the symbol on him, and he
Did he
came.
indicate any other people involved?
He said his bosses.
Bosses.
Yeah.
That's not very specific. Did he give you any indication? He told you the planet that they were working out of, right?
He told him
All this because I didn't have a pen at the time.
that's right. He told them the authorized dealer he had to buy from and what planet that group was on.
Okay.
And that, as you recall, was the original person you were supposed to sell the first shipment of Tor to before you personally found Haro and sold to him at a higher price.
Because
And
we're smart.
made more money. Yeah. Made more food money,
We
made more
need
money.
things to make us go.
Yeah. So that name's familiar, and I don't think I said who it was back in the first few episodes. So,
But whatever you said earlier, well, is the name of that company.
yeah, is now canon for that company.
Okay, and I am strongly suspicioning that this is someone who's tied to the Tatari.
Yeah, you think so? Or they're paying.
What is the actual
protection.
pronunciation? Because I was saying Chitari like Marvel for a long time.
T-Tari, T''Tari.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a astronomical event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like an explosion or something like that. Supernova.
Okay, then it looks like my crew desperately needs some sleep. So if you don't mind, we're gonna head off to the rooms that you have procured for us. Is there a data link in the room that I'm staying in?
Definitely.
Excellent.
High speed, everything.
Good.
A small kitchen.
Thank you.
Yeah, you get to we cut to you guys getting to your rooms, and these are like penthouse apartments that you would find in like a major city, like Dubai. Like you walk in and it looks like a house with your bedrooms upstairs, the living area down below with a full kitchen, like 20 or 40,000 square feet of living space in an apartment.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's why this building's like eight stories tall. It's huge.
Freaking warehouses on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lashara walks in and it feels like, home.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's like, it's a little snug, but I can make do. The veranda's bigger at my place, my bedroom.
What a brat.
it's so much different without all the servants.
Yeah.
So hang on, I have to go hang my sword up over the fireplace and it can be like home.
If the crew
and it's got little hooks waiting.
he would be very uncomfortable.
Yeah. He sleeps in the closet.
He needed to be drunk in order to actually function for this.
Yeah, this place is huge. This is nobility standards. This is planetary ruler standards. It's crazy.
Normally, Dad would be really excited about this extravagance and the level of just wow
Opulence,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, the opulence. But right now, he's more focused on protecting what he feels like is a pretty good guy in Haro.
Yeah.
So he's going to go to work on the net and start data crunching. First, he's going to set up some untraceable data lines so that he can't be observed looking for this information.
Yeah.
Then he's going to go and research who Udant is.
Udant.
And I'm going to try to find some additional information on the Tatari
Yeah.
and the official distributor and see what projects they're doing.
Yeah.
At the very least, check their marketing material.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Dobbs if I can hang with him checking that out because I want to do research on somebody that I might kill.
Okay.
Okay. So there is a thing called cover your tracks. When you access a computer, you can conceal your presence and how you use the computer by increasing all used computer checks by DC by 5. Any character who attempts to backtrail you see above. would have a -5 on their computer checks.
Okay.
So you open this up, and this thing is like encrypted military. This is pretty high level
And
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just a regular data point.
okay. Does it offer me any bonuses to doing my hackology?
No, but it would keep people from tracing it back to you. That's where the
Okay.
the bonus
So I
comes in.
wouldn't have to worry about the
No.
extra 5 difficulty number. Great.
No, unless you wanted to, with all your bonuses.
I kind of feel like I can trust Haro.
Okay.
I'm going to do a couple of quick searches to see if I feel safe
Okay.
first. Like just kind of catch the vibe of the network.
Okay.
I don't know how hackers really do it, but
Yeah.
Like-
Basically, you're going into the hacking is the computer has an attitude. You have to get it to at least a 0 modifier to be able to do a lot of stuff. So there's different ways of doing that.
okay. And
So
we can
I-
speed this up too because I don't want to waste everybody's time.
I think we're just going to do a basic use computer roll. You can put whatever you want into it, modifier wise, and if you want to spend a force point, that would probably put it way over the top from what you need.
Okay.
So
You,
I forgot. Oh, sorry.
you can take a 10 on use computers if you wanted. That means you just add a 10 to your skill check, and that's what you get. And it takes a little bit longer, but you're taking your time doing it. Or you could take 20 if you're going to be there 24 hours and get a lot more bonus. So it'd be your skill rating plus 20.
Let's see what Seth's asking about here.
So I forgot. If I'm not trained in computer use, I cannot help him on this test, right? I mean, because I do have some computer use, but I'm not trained in it.
I think.
So some skills you have to be trained in order to use them. Period.
Right,
Right.
but as long as it's a function of the skill that doesn't require you to be trained, you should be
That's
able to help.
that's what
Right.
I'm
So
thinking.
that was my question. Do I need to be trained to offer assistance?
And it depends on what he's doing. If he's
Right.
doing something that requires training in the skill, then you can't help him. But if it doesn't require training in
Yeah.
the skill, then yeah, you can help.
Yeah, I don't think.
But ultimately depends on what he's doing with the skill.
Yeah, I don't think
So can I-
access information is not trained.
All right.
And it says under use computer what's trained and what's not. Like Astrogate, you wouldn't be able to help them.
Right. I knew that one. I just wasn't sure about
Issue
the other
routine command. I don't think that's trained. Astrogate, additional Astrogate. Access or reprogram electronic device does not require training. Copy or reprogram a code cylinder doesn't require training. Detecting hyperspace travel does not require training. Use communications, use sensors, that sort of stuff. So we're just
Sensors.
so you can help him with what he's doing. He's not doing anything crazy. He's not hacking into government files or anything.
Not yet.
He's not hacking the matrix quite yet.
Right.
Step 2.
Well, I feel like once I kind of start digging into the Tatari, I'm going to want to do 2 things: cover my tracks and
Right.
do some pretty serious digging.
Yeah.
But right now we're
I'll
just
help
doing
him
the.
if I can.
Yep.
Okay. All right, my first roll.
What are we doing with this roll?
What would you like to do with this roll?
That's what I'm asking you.
Okay. I gave you a list of the things, so let me think real quick. I think the first thing I'm going to do is look up this company that is the official dealer of this stuff.
Okay.
And see what that is.
Okay. That's just a gap. That would be okay. Yeah. Do your use computer to basically get into the system.
Okay.
If you-
27.
Okay. So if you're, is that with all your bonuses, your visor and everything? Plus the +2 from Seth.
Yes.
Yeah, I
I'll be
rolled high.
29 then.
Okay. So if you took a -5, then it would make it harder for them to track it back if they wanted to.
I thought you said that this was like the robust, crazy, like it's got its own anti-tracing stuff.
Right. If they wanted to trace it back, it would be a DC 30. But if you took the 5 penalty, it would be a 35 on their part to try
Okay.
and trace it back.
I have
That's the
no
difference.
idea what the difficulty number is that I'm shooting for, so
That's fine.
I think what I'll do is I'll do the extra precaution.
Okay.
In this case,
Which leaves you with
'Cause
with a what roll?
25.
Yeah, that's well above what you needed. So
Okay.
you hack in. This company is pretty legit from what you're seeing, the structure and everything, the money and everything. Roll a gather information roll
All right.
while you're in there.
As it happens, I'm pretty good at that. 19.
19.
Sorry, guys. I gotta. I'll be right back. Amanda is having an issue. I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's see. Where is his character? He's got to gather information of 3, but he'll roll it anyway. Oh, yeah. So add another 2 to your gather information roll.
Okay. So 19, 21.
Okay. You find out that there are ledger notations where it's a routine amount of money is being transferred to like not a dummy account, but it is the same amount keeps getting deducted every couple weeks, and it goes to different
What would be similar
businesses.
to an offshore account?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it keeps going to these different places, and they don't sound really legit. The names on some of them sound really like
Shell companies.
yeah,
ABC Electronics.
yeah, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Money laundering 101.
Yeah, it's
Right.
they're not taking a lot of time to hide a lot of this stuff, but it's going into
Okay.
those, and from
I
there
will-
it kind of vanishes. It's taken out as on cred sticks and stuff like that on different planets in the mid rim area. So once
I'm
it's
gonna
taken off on
log
those,
that
it's just gone.
information onto a chip as I'm going. Then I'm going to look up that the Odont
Okay.
Gran.
That is a used computer.
All right.
I'm going to say that's a 20 as well, DC.
I also use the backtracking.
Okay.
The additional bonus on that.
What is...
And I got a 31.
All right. Is this right? No, that's not right.
Ooh, 26. Sorry, I forgot to subtract 5.
All right. I was using Seth's level 3 character. Let me get his... Because I'm like, why are his rolls so small?
Well, my rolls are crap because I roll badly.
Well, he had like a +2
Well, I
and a
typically roll
+3.
1.
Oh,
Okay.
So roll use computer, not your back, to help him out.
Okay.
26 is what I got without his help.
I rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
Okay. 26.
All right. You find out
Plus
this.
a Rhodian hand across my screen.
Yeah. A big smudge. This guy is a mid-management scumbag. He
Okay.
is involved in a lot of... He keeps cropping up in the background of pictures of other small-time thugs that are being arrested, that sort of things. He's always in the background, like, looking over his shoulder, or like hiding his face and walking away, that sort of thing.
Can I roll gather information and see if there's anybody in my network that knows this guy?
Yeah.
All right. 29.
Would you like to spend a force point on that?
Yes, I would.
Okay, so it automatically
Matter of
bumps you
fact.
over. You
I
do.
rolled
You don't have to roll. I mean, it was a 30.
Okay.
So, this is someone who has been dealing with. Oh shoot! Where is your dude's stuff? Hang on. Dot. See all the people you're connected to. I didn't put them down. That's funny. Maybe it's Greg. You know that Farua has ran into this guy recently. And he's
bald,
the bald Wookiee.
the bald Wookiee. Huh.
Yeah, and this is the reason why he's bald from his run-in with him.
Oh,
So,
all right. I note that to myself, and consider sending a transmission to Farura.
Okay.
You get Rura and
So many
Faharura.
R's.
yeah, there's a lot of growling species in Star Wars. So yeah. So he has a bone to pick with this guy, naturally.
He sounds like somebody I should contact and maybe ask about the Tatari,
Yeah,
perhaps.
yeah.
Is this the dude that sold the ship to our pilot?
No,
It was just a
he-
guy that I knew from the beginning.
he was just brought up in conversation that you put
Yeah.
you
Oh
and
yeah. Have you seen for? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh,
He's looking great.
not
What
looking
happened to
good.
his hair? I don't know. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Got it.
And now you know.
Yep.
No, I know. This is like finding out what caused the scar on Harrison Ford's lip. Anyway, okay. Like I said, I don't want to waste a whole lot of time with this. What do I find out when I just do a hidden search on the Tatari in general?
We'll go ahead and roll for
Okay.
that. Use computer.
25 is what I got. Actually, 20 if you remove the 5.
Okay.
So,
Does
22 because of the visor.
okay. Wait, so it went from 25 to 22? Oh, okay, I see. You took
Yeah,
the 5
I
off.
subtracted 5. Yeah.
Does anyone want to help him?
I rolled a.
There's only somebody named Jad here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Is
I
there
rolled a
only one
15.
person awake and
That does
sober?
it. So you get another 2.
Okay.
You find nothing concrete, but there's a lot of chatter from people talking about being harassed or boy. Do you want to spend a force point again? I'm sorry. To ask for it.
I've got 6 force points left. I guess I will.
Yeah, this is tied to your destiny, so this is kind of a big thing.
Okay. I rolled a 5 with the force point.
All right.
You
So
roll a 6, right?
so that puts your roll up to what?
So I had a
20.
22 plus Jad got the
24.
success, so 24 plus 5 brings me to 29.
Okay.
Wait,
You-
not quite 30.
You find out that there is a planet called Rompau, Rompau, and there are 2 factions fighting on this planet, the Kylia and the Val, and both seem to be getting weapons from the Tatari. And that's all you kind of hear. You hear about shipments being
Other-
sent in, and
Yeah, but that's the only concrete thing.
that's the only thing concrete
that
that.
seems to be a really good rumor.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jad. It looks like I've gotten all the searching done for the things that I was looking for. What do you need?
It's good. I just was doing some research with you, just listening in on what this Odant character is doing, and knowing that if he's a threat to our business, we need to take him out.
I think you're right. I think that he's just one piece of the puzzle, though. I think we
Well,
need to fight farther up the food chain because we've already
You know
taken
how you
out-
don't complete a puzzle? You take out one piece.
Yeah, I agree. If we find this person, I think it's time to zero him out. But I'd like to get some more information from him on who's the higher ups before we do.
Yeah, we can interrogate him after we capture him. That's fine.
Now I think you're talking. I think we put him in a room with a crew. See what happens.
That is a plan.
Yeah.
Do you want to put your map information out there and start making money on it?
I guess I will. Yeah.
So this is another one that's going to be a 1 roll and done, and that's going to
Okay.
modify how much money you make. So this is one. The higher you get, the more money you're going to make on it. It's like you
Okay.
put enough keywords in your web page so
Yeah.
it gets hits.
It's like how creative am I being on my
Right.
my new romance profile?
Now,
Okay.
is there anything that lets you re-roll?
Yeah, I've got some sort of thingy for
Because
that.
to re-roll a used computer, I thought you did. I thought you were
I
working
do
toward
have
it.
that. I think it's to gain access, though.
Oh, that's odd. Just want to make sure we're not missing anything. Master Slicer. Okay, that's making the computer like you more.
Yeah.
So about
Computers
that pure
love
romance
me.
thing.
Yeah.
Additional dodge, precise shot, skill, focus. Okay, so I think that's the tree where you can start doing different things.
That's the plan.
Okay.
And as you can see, it's actually pretty useful.
Yeah.
Hang
Hang
I
on.
do get to reroll something for something, though. And I'm trying to find out what that was.
Since you found that information about the Tatari, you now get a destiny bonus. Accomplishes a goal, performs a task, moves you closer to fulfilling your destiny. You gain a short-term benefit for 24 hours. You and your allies within 10 squares, you gain a +2 destiny bonus on damage rolls. So it's not nothing, but it's at least something. So go ahead and make the roll. This is for the putting the map out there. Any and all bonuses you can think of. You don't have to take that -5 penalty. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm still trying to find. Okay.
Do you want to have Leto help you
it's
out? He's on the ship.
Improve access.
Yeah, it makes the computer
Okay, so that
friendlier.
doesn't-
Yeah.
Gotcha. Nah, let's just do this.
Okay.
Is there a charisma based thing? Am I doing a charisma based thing, or am I using computers?
It's just a used computer, I would think, to set
Not
it up,
persuasion?
make it easy. Yeah, if you were talking to people to sell, yeah, but this is just a put it out there, let it sell itself sort of thing.
This
Okay.
is literally your Craigslist ad.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
Cross your fingers.
So go ahead and roll, Jad, to help him out.
Ooh. Well, I mean, the answer is that I rolled a 30 because I got a 15 plus a 15. Then I add 2 for having the visor. So
Okay.
32.
Plus whatever Jad helps you out with.
Chad's like, no, use this word. I'm like, I don't know that that's even a word, man. Did you roll to help on that?
Sorry.
okay.
14.
That does it. So another 2.
All right. So 34 altogether, which is a damn good darn good computer roll.
Yeah.
You're dang right.
Yeah, darn tootin'.
All right. So 34, the next level would be a 35 to bump it up. And again, this is a one-time roll.
I use another force.
This is a one-time roll. It's going to be a modifier for what it makes.
All right, one more force
It's a
point.
big one.
All right,
Can I spend a force point
No.
on it? No. Okay.
You roll 1d6, and I got a 4.
There you go. So 33. We got to write that
Yeah.
down.
33. 37.
No, that's 30.
Oh, 37. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Wait. He got a 32 on his own.
34.
2 from Jad. So this is a 38.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Hakuru, for your strong mathematical skills. Or Andrew, depending.
A crew is just like super drunk. And
Right.
just shouts an equation.
From across another 20,000 square foot apartment building.
Yeah. That was his hands up in the air and just says 38.
This is a bit is an eighth of a dollar while real drunk and being correct.
Wait. My question is, do you throw your arm up and yell 38 in a room by yourself? Because you feel it through the force.
Probably. Actually, I can communicate with people. So yeah,
Yeah.
a crew could just be drunk and just be like, the answer's 38.
It's a little muddy, but it comes through anyway. So,
The Shara's like, shut up.
All
Who the
right.
fuck does Sudoku when they're drunk?
So
It's
Dodd's been
terrifying
up.
to actually do.
Dodd and Jad have been up late. It is like 3 in the morning when they finish up all their stuff.
I think we're sleeping in tomorrow unless there's something,
Okay.
real crazy going on.
All right. Early morning comes. I don't think anyone's getting up. The rest of the other 3 were all pretty tanked. So 11ish, noonish, people start coming to.
Perfect.
Boy. Let's do. Boy. Let's roll your con, which is your con plus your modifier. And you
Okay.
you want to. This is for the drunk people that partied last night. And boy, yeah, let's go with the poison rating for the drink was a 10. And so you're rolling your fort save.
So we'd roll a d20, add 10. If that's over our fort save, we lose.
Right.
Right. Okay,
Okay.
that's fine because that doesn't add
Right.
my constitution as a penalty
Right.
to the roll. That's
'Cause
that's
it's already-
the only thing I was trying to avoid.
It's already rolled into it, so it's a weird. It would be weird
Right,
yeah,
fighting
right.
itself.
I failed either way. I rolled a 16.
I was going to say,
so it's-
do any of you have a chance at not being hungover at this point?
yeah, my first defense is like a 19. I could
Yeah.
have rolled underneath that
Yeah.
with plus 10, but I
Yeah,
didn't.
Hacruz is a 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's a 17. I rolled a 10 plus. I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
feeling
we're all-
very good.
Oh, horrible
It's an
feeling.
unpleasant bathroom morning.
And
Yeah.
Hacru rolled a 5. So then when you put the 5 plus a 10, it's only a 15. So even if
Yeah.
we, like, my only, flinch was like, yeah, just subtract 10 from your defense. Shit.
Yeah. So those of you who failed, you're not tore up, but you are sluggish, lights too bright, that sort of stuff. You're not yakking because of the quality of the liqueurs, but it's uncomfortable.
But the quantity.
You need lots of water today. Yeah, that sort of thing.
You're not yakking for the quality.
Yeah.
You're yakking for the quantity.
Yeah. Yeah. And food doesn't smell good. Like you're like, oh, eggs. Why does it smell so strong? Like, whoa.
See, I think it's really funny you say eggs because this whole time, I've been like, yeah, if Hacru's hungover, he's just going to crave a giant plate of runny eggs and toast.
You might have to make a fort save on that.
But he's not hungover.
Yeah,
so
you're fine. You're
I'm
fine.
Yeah, you ever see Hacru? He's bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, walking around.
I feel like he gets a couple of growls from both Rura and Lashara for being fine.
He's extra peppy and like centered and yeah, all that good stuff. So breakfast comes out. Those that want to eat, it's everything you can think of. A lot of fresh fruits. Haro comes in and with some coffee and things like that, and he says the onboard garden has been installed and it's up and running. So
Haro, I just wanted to let you know, I have never slept in a palace like this. I feel so refreshed. Thank you so very, very much.
he says, no problem. I enjoy sharing what we have here. We don't get as many visitors as we used to, so it's a pleasure to have people use it. That's what I got. That's what we did it for.
Crew just nods and bounces his head. He's just looking around, all bright-eyed.
Yeah. The shower bathroom thing was an emotional, spiritual
was.
experience.
It was a spiritual experience for him.
Yeah. It's each one's got its own sauna and steam room and shower and jacuzzi and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's just toys everywhere. Like, oh,
Yeah. He thought that was the bedroom
Right.
for the longest time.
why is this bedroom so hot and sticky?
Rura may have slept in the bathtub because it sounded like a good idea
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
But it was a really
Yeah. The amount of drool that went down the drain was definitely a good idea.
Hacru was the only one that actually found the bed after
Yeah.
the bathroom.
Yeah. And slept on top of the sheets and didn't understand the whole there's more to
I'm
this?
tucking.
I know blanket and cot.
Yep.
I did bring Rura a pillow to put on top of the spigot just to make sure you didn't
Oh, she's like not
Crack
like
your
she's like
head.
literally down all the
Yeah.
way in the bathtub, like
Yeah, this bathtub seats like 3, so for her
You
it's
know,
just right.
I wrapped it
Curled
around the
up.
spigot just in case you
Yeah.
woke up fast in the night and
Yeah,
oh, that
this
would
is
hurt.
this is like the Harry Potter bathroom thing where he put the egg in. It's just
prefect bathroom.
it's
yeah.
immense. It's immense. So lunch goes off fine. It's pretty light compared to what the night before was. Coffee, teas, that stimulants, that sort of thing he brings out in large quantities, like different kinds of teas and different kinds of coffees and things like that, because he realizes some of you are a little rough this morning. And so he suggests certain things for some of you. I think you'll enjoy this. This blend comes from this planet and that sort of stuff. So,
Haku's
is
first
doing-
time with caffeine. All right, this
Yep.
won't go well.
yeah,
Lash is doing her very best to be dignified and observe etiquette, but her curtsies are short, her bows are not very low, her head's kind of spinning, and she's very quiet today.
what is the diplomacy? What would she be rolling for that sort of stuff? Persuade, initiative, gather information, endurance, deception. Roll deception. You're trying to. You are putting on a face, but you're. I'd say you'd be like a -5 because you're hurting so bad.
I got you. So
You cut out. There was
8.
An 8. Okay, yeah. He definitely kind of looks at you a few times, and he motions one of the protocol droids over and whispers something to it, and then it turns around and walks out. And as you guys are talking a little bit later, it comes out with this like silver shaker, and it's slightly shaking whatever's inside. It goes over to you, and it sets down a very nice cocktail glass, and it cracks it open, and this reddish liquid comes out, and it tightens the thing and sets it down, and it bends over slightly to you, and it says, "This will help you get back on your feet." It's Haro special number 3, and it stands up and walks off, and he kind of like winks over his coffee and takes some. It doesn't smell like anything. You taste it, and it's a little spicy, but other than that, it does not have any sort of flavor, really. And it goes down pretty nicely. The spiciness kind of starts bringing you out of, like, opens your sinuses, and you're like, oh, I feel a lot better. Like your stomach starts to burn in an uncomfortable way, and then it sort of like transforms, and it feels warm. So,
Y'all
Nice.
making me hungry.
what a Bloody Mary, Greg.
That's yeah.
So, after lunch, he says he's going to go do some work. He's got to oversee some stuff. You guys are free to roam around, go to the market, whatever you want to do. He
Are we
says-
getting our ship done now, or are we doing it after our second?
It's up to
We
you
have a
guys.
we have a second load to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we have to wait if we want all the money.
Oh,
Hey guys, I just want to know was that coffee laced with spice?
That is a good gather information.
Mm,
As you're looking at your cup and smelling it,
all right. Where's my gather? It's down here. Gather plus a 4, so 18.
yes, spiced coffee was served. It wasn't all of the
Wait,
coffees,
like-
but it was one of the
like-
selections.
Like Kessel Run kind of spice is what I'm talking about. Okay, that's not good.
So it is extra stimulant, and it smells slightly of cinnamon. And if you did drink some, you feel very alert and aware, and like we're going to give you a +5 to your perception for the next couple hours. Because basically the spice is based on the spice melange from Dune, and that's exactly what they drank all the time, was spiced coffee and spiced cakes and things like that. So he at lunch he transfers a cred chip to you, which has your 20,000 on it. So he says you're free to go if you want. If you want to stay here another night, you're more than welcome. It's up to you.
I think we should round trip that next load. What do you guys say?
I think we're gonna have to because we're gonna owe him some. We're gonna owe him some money, and we don't have enough right now.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll click on my comm. Leto, start prepping the ship for departure.
All right. I'll be ready when you guys get here.
Excellent.
So you guys pack up your stuff, whatever you brought in, and head back out to the
I
ship.
shed a tear for the lack of crazy good lodging that we will be giving up.
Yeah.
for the
You
next
should
But-
few
tattoo
days.
that tear on your face because you'll never have such crazy good lodging again.
Yeah, right.
Except in a couple days when you come back and get the ship
when we come
fixed,
back
and you'll be
have
there for like a
that
week.
day
Oh, yeah,
of crazy good lodging.
For like a week, you'll be like really crying then.
I'm thinking about having a place like this built in Coruscant, just because.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Any
Well,
shopping?
You know the guy who built them.
Yep. Any shopping you want to do before you head off planet? Any supplies? Any?
Yeah, I would like to look for 2 DL-44s.
Okay. So you head out. It's not hard to find a gun dealer, small gun dealer, like a reputable little. Ooh, that was loud.
It was. So what's the chance I'm going to be able to buy these since they're military grade?
That is a good question. That would take Dodd setting something up for you, or you could try to use Haro's name. As he told me to get it from here, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try Haro's name.
All right, so this would be a persuasion roll
All right, I got an 18.
plus. Oh, that all together?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. Do you want to spend the force point on that?
Yes, I'm going to spend a force point because I really want these things.
Okay.
If you can, a crew will also help. Because I've got nothing else going on.
Okay. Ooh.
18.
+2 from helping. So that's
Okay.
20 right there.
So if you don't want to spend your force point, you don't have to.
Oh, with him helping, I don't
Yeah.
need to.
Yeah.
Okay, then I won't. Yeah, if I don't have to, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Crazy thing with military, there's either a 20% license fee or a ×4 black market cost. But your skill check to get it got it. So it's up to you. What is this thing?
right,
750?
Yeah, 750 each, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I need a different sheet of paper. It's 1500, 1550. No,
So
750.
It add another 150 onto it?
Yeah, 1500. And 150 onto that? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. 1650, I'll pay that.
That would be 900. Did you want 2 of them?
Yes.
Okay. So 1800 and you got 2 blasters.
Yes. And could I sell a blaster back to them?
All right. What is the blaster?
I will sell them a blaster
Pistol?
rifle.
Costs 1,000. Boy.
500 is right, half.
Roll a percentile.
91.
He's willing to take 900 and 910 for it.
910 for the blaster rifle.
Yeah, you kept it in pretty good condition. Does it have any modifiers to it, like a
It does not.
scope
no.
or anything? No.
No.
Okay.
So, okay, so I owe him 890.
Yes.
Okay, good deal.
Okay. Anything else you want to unload? Yes. Doesn't look like this thing's been shot.
Well, it's only been shot 3 times.
Ooh. There's hardly any carbon scoring on this baby.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting a good one there.
Okay.
Now that Hakru knows that he can sell his guns, because this is not a concept that he knew about. He definitely has a blaster pistol and a blaster carbine that he would like to sell.
Okay. Do you want to have Jad do it right now while he's sort of in the zone with this guy, or do you want to try and roll
Yeah.
cold? Okay. So go ahead and roll a percentage for each one, and that's what percentage of the original cost you get out of it.
Wait, am I selling these for him?
He
Or
like
is he
hands them to
selling-
you, and you like turn around. So what do you
All right.
what do you get for this? So you've already made the inroads with the roll.
Oh man. Okay, so that's only a 47.
No,
Okay, 47 for one of them. We'll say that's the pistol.
okay.
Because that one definitely got... No, make that the blaster carbine, because that definitely got used the most, which would make sense.
Well, go ahead and roll both percentages, and then you can assign them however you want. Because
All right. First one was 47. The second one was 64.
okay.
Okay. So blaster carbine, that was 47, you said?
Yes.
Yep.
And then blaster pistol, that was 60 what?
64.
64. Okay, cool. I'll look up those totals and I'll let you know what they are.
Looks like blaster carbine's 900.
Yeah.
Blaster pistol is 500. It's not terrible. I guess randomly is the best way I can think of doing that. As long as you make a
I
certain
actually
DC.
like that, and I'm probably
Yeah.
going to use that in more D&D
Yeah.
campaigns.
Yeah.
And it's
That
just
was good.
beating a DC 20 is pretty darn good to get in good with the seller, you know. So, not terrible.
Okay.
So Lash is going to go back to the ship and hopefully find her master there, and she's going to tell her master about the extravagance of the evening the night before, and that she might have overdone it, and
Might have.
I'm guessing there might be some lessons here from the master.
Might be.
She says, it sounds like you had a lot of fun. And you've also learned a lesson on overindulgence. You're still feeling a little woozy, but for the most part, you're feeling okay from the drink he gave you. She says, in the future, you might want to ask yourself before you indulge, what are you getting out of this? What will you be learning through the experience? And will you be better for it on the other side? She says, right now, it seems like you have learned some lessons, and that's a good thing. Repeating this over and over will be a moment-to-moment thing. She says, you'll have to trust your feelings. And she says, you're also new to all of this, so this sort of stumble or fall or breach isn't as drastic or damaging as if you were a full trained Jedi Knight.
Okay.
But she says you also need to meditate until your head's clear, until your body is purged of this poison. And so she sits down and starts meditating, and she lifts herself off the ground as she meditates. And she says, you need to practice this, so you need to give this a shot if you can.
Okay.
So that would be a use the Force.
One quick interjection. Seth,
Yes.
out of that exchange, Hakru takes 100 credits and hands them to you to pay his 100 credit debt
Good deal.
to the ship for making sure they got the red suit. And then last two things that Hakru would want to pick up while he's out are a tripod and 2 med packs.
Okay. You should be able to find those pretty easy.
Yeah.
None of those are restricted.
So
for
lash rolls a 27.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say for lifting yourself a little bit, instead of just being a DC 10, it's like a 15. So you were able to lift yourself up. You're exhausted by the time you feel like you've purged yourself completely. Like you go to the bathroom one last time, you're like, oh my god, I'm done with it. But it's a long roll, a 6-sider.
5.
It's a long 5 hours of floating and meditating and keeping your concentration. Luckily, no one's back on the ship just yet, so it's pretty quiet in your quarters. So the shopping takes about 5 hours before you guys are all done. You spend plenty of time just wandering around and enjoying the sights and sounds and that stuff. Yes.
Yeah, Rue's gonna wander around and like looking through, local if she can find anybody selling local flora. She wants to find not a food plant, but at least one like flowering red plant.
Yeah.
To grow.
Roll of perception.
17.
You find one that is in a pot, and it looks like the cross between an orchid and a poinsettia.
Okay. Perfect.
And it's got just one big facing flat flower and a couple leaves on the bottom. And it's relatively cheap. It's 6 credits. That's nothing at all.
She doesn't even bother to haggle. She hands over the money and happily walks around with a potted plant until she gets back to the ship.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else want to do anything while they're out and about? We'll have to make changes to character sheets when we get done here. I guess we can close it off now. It's almost 10 o'clock.
What are the odds that we will be back to this planet? We're going. Yeah, we're going off to get another shipment and coming back, right?
Right.
Yes.
And then we're gonna gain. We've decided that we're gonna take the proceeds that are left over, and we're gonna each get 2K. Is that right?
Whatever's
we
left
decided?
over after we do the we haven't negotiated the refit yet.
Right.
So once we
All right,
negotiate that, we'll know how much we'll have in residual, and we're going to split that 6 ways, and then we're going to take 5,000 and keep it in reserve for supplies and ship costs.
Right.
All right, and okay, so because I'm not quite there level-wise, but also we're coming back and potentially going to come back again in the future, I'd like to look around to see if there's a place that potentially has Mandalorian armor, just to keep it in the back of my head.
That would be a perception. Difficulty's a 40. I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I won't get close.
the
but-
odds of finding it would be astronomical.
All right. So, perception is... Where did it go? It's over here.
If you tell Hakru you're looking for this, he'll help you look.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be good. I got a 25.
Yeah. You're not even sure that there's any on the planet. But it could be something you could look for at all the ports. I mean, that don't stop just because it's not on this planet. But
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to keep looking. Okay.
yeah. All right. It is almost 10 o'clock. I guess we'll call it here, and then we'll do some behind-the-scenes paperwork and get everyone's weapons sort of organized back up real quick. And I guess we're just having everybody come back to the ship, and you guys are going to take off on the next episode, as far as I know, right? Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Next episode might look just like the one we just did.
Could be. Thanks for tuning in, and may the Force be with you. See you next time.
May the Force be with you.
This has been a production of Gaming Without Gaming, all rights reserved. Visit us at gamingwithoutgaming.com. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/gamingwithoutgaming. Title music is by Greg Braun. Find him on soundcloud.com/Clara7. That's KLARA-7. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Gaming Without Gaming logo music is by Kevin MacLeod.